Evening all. Welcome back to the Kieran Club Racing Show, covering Sunday's action at Cheltenham with the Greatwood Hurdle being the feature race. A couple of winners put up on Wednesday's podcast for today with Wade Out and Ponded Tom, who won the first very nicely. And obviously we had a third as well with King's Bucks. It was a decent day all round today. But looking at Sunday, we've got 6 races to go through. Starting with the 1:15, the maiden hurdle over 2 miles. And the one I like in here is Gaelic Pride of Warren Greytrex's, currently best priced 11-2. Second on hurdles, debut behind Idaho Sun, who's very well regarded from Harry Fry's stable. Put Fontwell finishing just 3 lengths behind him. They were 17 lengths further clear of the third. So I think that looks fairly useful form, and I like to think that there's going to be similar tactics. He tried to make all that day, and Idaho Sun, just being the better horse, picked him up late on. I think the similar tactics around this track, obviously it's a stiffer track than what Fontwell is, but he could be playing Catch Me If You Can. I know the ground's going to be slightly different, but he could have a decent chance here, and 11-2. If you want to play mug each way, why not? And then move on to the 1:45, the novice handicap chase over 2 miles 4 furlongs. And the one I like in here is Jax Jr. for Lucy Wadham. Second on chase debut at Uttoxeter behind Lump Sum. Very decent form that. For obviously Sam Thomas' horses go very well first time out. Obviously Lump Sum last year won the Welsh Champion Hurdle first time up. Now goes and wins this. But that was over 2 miles, and I don't think 2 miles is best suited for Jax Jr. He won over 2.5 at Cheltenham in April. So stepping up to 2.5 miles for this chase race at Cheltenham could certainly suit him better. And he's around a 7-2 shot for this race, and I think he's got a decent chance. One I will be keeping on is Jigs Forge. Decent hurdler last season, but I think he needs 3 miles and potentially will need the run first time out. I know the grind's going to be on the heavier side, but I think that he will still need a bit more of a trip, and this will probably be a prep run for something else. We then move on to the 2:20, the handicap chase over 2 miles. Now I had 2 earmarked for that, Etalon marked for this. I thought the Skeltons would have brought him here, but they've saved him for another day. It was quite difficult to pick through this. Triple Trades in here at the top of the market. And Ahran about him, but he's getting on a bit now. He's 10. Potentially could still be well handicapped, but I'm going to take a chance on one at a bit of a price here. 14-1 shot in Classic Largy for Joseph O'Brien. First start for the stable. Coming over from France. Has already run over fences in France before moving stables. And it was actually on heavy ground. Now, the rain that we've had today, obviously, if he was at Cheltenham, he'd be very wet after today for sure. We look like heavy ground is definitely going to be close to what it could be on Sunday. Certainly soft. And so the fact that this horse has won on heavy ground is a plus. And 14-1, Joseph O'Brien doesn't normally send him over for no reason. And I think he's got a good each way chance. We then move on to the 2:55, the handicap chase over 3 miles, 3 furlongs. Now this is going to take some getting for sure. Again, one I fancy at a bit of a price at 14-1 is Nassalam. Now he won the Welsh Grand National, Welsh National would have been 2 years ago now. Won it really well on heavy going. And then went on to run in the Gold Cup and the Grand National after that. I wasn't really seen much last season actually running this race and was pulled up last year. And form figures don't read too well. We've pulled up last 3 starts. But there is one change. They now take the cheek pieces off and he has the blinkers reapplied. Last time he had the blinkers on was the season when he won the Welsh Welsh National. And certainly, I think he's got a big chance first time up in a race that looks very open. Pick a holes and lots of these, like Protector at the top of the weight. Surely he's not going to be fully tuned up to winning this race, but you never know. But yeah, I'll be willing to take a chance on Natalam at 14-1. We then move on to the 3:30 and the big race of the day, the Greatwood Hurdle over 2 miles. And I was nearly tempted to put up Mirabad, who's been a talking horse for the Skeltons. Obviously won over course at the course last year when he was with Dr. Richard Newland from the front. Very good ride that day from Luke Scott. Now with Dan Skelton, they think he's very well handicapped and potentially could go close, but he's short enough now. I think at about 5-6-1. The one I am going to back is Castle Catterstock of Alan King's, 10-1. Decent form last season, winning at Sandown very, very impressively on second start, and then went to Aintree at the back end of last season and ran the Sefton. Ran no sort of race, but this wasn't the Sefton. It was over 2 miles, yeah. But this could be potentially where he thrives, goes well fresh, won't mind the soft conditions either, the way he won at Sandown. And I think he's got a hell of a chance, and definitely an each way play at 10-1. I wouldn't put anybody off Mirabad if you want to get involved at the short prices, but it's just the Skeltons, like they're going to get over bet this weekend. I know they had 2 winners today very nicely, but they're going to be over bet this weekend and probably not going to get the value there. And then we move on to the bumper of the last race. 2 in here that I shortlisted. Bud Fox and St. Giannis, who won for Fergal O'Brien and the Paddy Brennan Syndicate at Worcester, was very, very impressive that day. If he comes here and is in the same sort of form, he would be very, very hard to beat. So that's through the card. The probably best bets, I would like to say Jax Jr. and Natalam at a price is probably my 2 best bets for the video. I hope you all enjoyed that, guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hope you all have a good day at Cheltenham tomorrow if you're going, and Sunday. Like I said, please like and subscribe, and thanks for listening, and happy punting to you all.